Throwing his hat in the ring for the Queensland election, Clive Palmer isn't afraid to muddy the waters.
Queensland's in a swamp. We've got to get it out of the swamp and get moving again.
The billionaire says the Labor government has been focusing on health, not the economy.
I'm the wealthiest person in Queensland, but I couldn't invest here under this sort of government, under this sort of legislation.
He has endorsed former rugby league legend Greg Dowling to head the party in Queensland. Mr Dowling will contest the seat of Townsville, currently held by Labor, with a margin of less than 1%.
We need to remove the impediments that exist in the state government for enterprise and growth, such as land tax, stamp duty and payroll tax.
Let me just say one thing about Mr Palmer. Mr Palmer was taking us to court to fully open up all the borders. I think that says a lot about Mr Palmer.
A news poll by The Australian has shown that Anastasia Palaszczuk is ahead of Deb Frecklington in personal popularity. However, the LNP lead 51-49 to party preferred.
Well, we haven't decided our preferences as yet, but the Labor Party's wholly negative in Australia, and people have seen that.
Mr Palmer's advertising expenditure in the 2018 federal election campaign is believed to have been a major factor in turning voters against Bill Shorten. As to whether he could run a similar campaign against Queensland Labor,
the legislation limits the amount of free speech you can have in Queensland.
Mr Palmer says he'll be endorsing around 40 candidates in coming weeks, but has ruled out running himself. Voters head to the polls on October 31. Anna Rawlings, Sky News.